What's up guys, I'm BuffBax, and today we're going to talk about the Alloy FPS Pro keyboard from HyperX. It's a 10 keyless keyboard. It's a nice small form factor. It's a great keyboard for those that are on a budget or they're looking to just get their first mechanical keyboard to take that jump in that direction. So we're going to talk about some of the pros and some of the cons about it and whether or not I think it's a good value for you here in 2020. So to start this video off, I of course just want to let you know that I am not sponsored by HyperX. I bought this keyboard out of my own pocket and I've been using it for about a year now. So everything you're going to see is how the condition of this thing is held up for over a year of constant use. That way I can give you guys an honest opinion of how good this keyboard actually is. And at the time of this video, this keyboard actually lists for about $69.99 on Amazon and Best Buy. And especially with the holidays being here, it kind of goes on a bigger sale than that from time to time. So keep a look at it. Sometimes they'll knock it off about $5 to $10 on sale. So let's jump right into the pros. The first thing I noticed about this keyboard when I first pulled it out of its box, it was just how hefty it is. I mean, it's actually made of a solid chunk of metal. And so it is a really, really well-built, high-quality construction keyboard right there. Another pro for it, I love that it's a solid black color. It doesn't have any crazy color schemes going on with it. It doesn't have one key that's offset or anything like that. Everything is just solid black across there, minus the LEDs. And I really like that. I think it kind of just goes well with almost any color scheme you're going for your room, unless if you're just going for solid white. Another pro that it has is that it has a really nice long braided cable. It's like a paracord type braided cable. I really like that. It feels really good. It's not super flexible, but with it being a keyboard, you don't have to have a very flexible cable anyways. You know, it feels nice and sturdy, and I really like that. Speaking of sturdiness, we're going to talk about the feet on it. That's another pro right there. It has some nice sturdy feet to it. They don't feel like they're going to break off. They don't feel like, they're going to collapse on you, especially if you're putting too much pressure. I like to use mine with the feet flipped out, and they feel nice and good right there. It's nice, sturdy construction on those feet. Another pro for this keyboard is that you don't have software to mess with. My keyboard coming off before this one was a Razer keyboard, and so just immediately when you hook that keyboard up, it immediately started downloading the Razer software. Which isn't the end of the world, but that's another background process that has to run on your computer. And we don't have to mess with that because with this keyboard, there's no software. You plug it in and it starts working beautifully. And of course, the biggest pro to this keyboard, as I've already mentioned, is the price. Guys, at $69, that's unbelievable. And usually cheaper than that, you can find it. Like, that is a crazy good price for a legit mechanical keyboard that has Cherry MX red switches in it. So let's go into the cons of this keyboard. The number one I would start with is on the switches themselves. I don't know if it was just with the keyboard that I got, or this is a kind of like a common thing with these Cherry MX red switches, but they just kind of feel mushy to me. They don't really have like that real like hard pushback. They just kind of feel mushy, especially on the space bar. Once again though, this could have been just the one that I got. Maybe I had one that had a weird switch on it. I don't know. But I will say I'm just going to list it as a con because with the one I have, that's the way these keys feel. Another con is that it only has red LED and it doesn't even flash to white or anything like that. It's just strictly red. So you can either have it red or you can turn the LEDs off. There's no other color options on there, and if your overall theme or your design is going for like a red and black aesthetic, then that's great. If not, then you're kind of stuck with just red, which is a bit of a bummer because even when I search around, there's no other options either. It's either red or you can go for higher priced options that are RGB. Another con, which this is more just preference on my side, is that it doesn't have USB pass-through. Especially with this being such a inexpensive keyboard, I felt like they could have just added that little extra feature just to spice it up a bit more, to have that USB pass-through for people that use USB mice or that need to connect other USB peripherals to their keyboard. It would have been nice to see that added on there. Another con is that on the actual finish of the keyboard itself, I guess because it's kind of real porous, it really collects dust and it does not clean off easily. The dust really likes to settle on there and stay. I've used different types of dusters, I've used brushes and everything like that. It does not want to come off easily. It's just kind of, if you have like a more dusty home like I do, because I live out in on some gravel roads, and I have dogs that are, really releasing some dander and some hair everywhere, it's gonna collect some dust and it's gonna kind of get some buildup over time. And the final con that I have is the little rubber pads on the legs themselves. If you have to slide this keyboard at all, those rubber pads pop off every single time. I can't even count the number of times that I've found those little rubber pads sitting underneath the keyboard and I just put them back on. Thankfully, the keyboard is heavy enough that really it doesn't have any issues sliding around or moving around on me, but that is just something to note that you should be aware of. So now that we've hit the pros and we've hit the cons of this keyboard, let's hit some side notes on it. One side note that I actually did kind of like is that it has some good macro functions to actually change the LED pattern. So yeah, it's just stuck with red, but you can change the way that pattern looks. You can make it respond to just the touch of a key, you can make it flash, and you got a few different options with it, so you're not just stuck with just plain red showing all the time or turning it off. Another side note is that it can be customized, so you can pop the keys off, and I believe you can change the switches out as well, which I will probably look to doing in the future. So you can take the keys off and actually change it for maybe like HyperX's pudding keycaps or different things like that, which I think is a pretty awesome thing. And not to mention just the fact that if you completely disassemble this keyboard, you have a full solid metal keyboard frame that you can build anything you want out of it. And then, of course, it's small form factor, which is awesome. Obviously, it isn't a micro keyboard, but it is a 10 keyless. And so for me, I prefer 10 keyless ultimately. And so it is, it's the perfect size for me. And it just feels good on your desk. It doesn't take up too much space, and it just kind of flows well with everything. In conclusion, guys, all in all, I would say this is a fantastic keyboard, especially just for the price alone. So whether you're getting your first mechanical keyboard or if you're balling on a budget, it is a fantastic keyboard. Coming from this one, I had just regular non-mechanical keyboard, so switching over to this one, a massive improvement. It's very responsive, and it is a great keyboard. And like I said, once again, for $69.99, I bought mine at Best Buy, but I've seen it on Amazon and on Best Buy for even cheaper than that when it's on sale. And especially with the holiday season being here, I guarantee you this one's gonna be on sale for even cheaper. You'll find discounts and coupons on this. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this review of this keyboard. Like I said, I've had this one for over a year now. It's held up well for me, and I'm really liking it so far. It's been a great keyboard. So guys, if you use this one or if you're thinking about getting this one, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know how you feel about it. And guys, if you want to see more tech reviews coming up, just let me know in the comments as well. Once again, you can hang out with me on Twitch. I do stream every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday at twitch.tv/buffbacks. Come hang out with me there, talk about video games, talk to me about tech, anything in between, guys. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up right there. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and we'll see you back for another review. Peace.